Well, supporters of the 2023 presidential candidate and former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi said they are alarmed over what they described as a coordinated attempt to spread false narratives about him. The national coordinator of the Obidient movement alleged that the group has been confronted with repeated cases of propaganda and misinformation targeted at Obi. In a lengthy statement posted on social media, Yunusa Tanko accused paid agents of recycling lies and propaganda to tarnish Obi's image. He stressed that Nigerians are wiser now and capable of distinguishing fruit from lies. Well, and joining me now is the national coordinator of the Obedient movement, Yunusa Tanko. Yunusa, glad to have you join me on a Rise Prime Time.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, Nigerians.
Yeah, it was late Alhaji Lamidi Adetibu, the strongman of Ibadan politics, that said, if you want to be told who dated your mother before your dad married her, don't join politics. So when you say narratives, falsehood, propaganda, it should be expected. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
I mean, in regards to
my principle.
Yeah, your principle.
Okay, before I answer your question, I just wanted to say my condolence to Nigerians. Not because they are dead, but at this rate in which the level of taxation is taking negative effect on their lives, I'm not so sure, but there will not be too many casualties. And these are the people that this government has sworn by the Quran, in this case, to protect their lives and make their life comfortable. Even the students who are in need of assistance are being taxed. What a shame. Without no retroactive effect or positive one on their lives. And that's why I say my condolence to Nigerians. Now, going back to your words, when you look at the narrative of individuals being attacked, Peter Obi is one of the most highly attacked individual in Nigerian politics as of today. And not because he is Peter Obi, no, it's because what he's bringing to the table. He's changing the narrative from an old order to a new order. I give you a simple example. A couple of days ago, we were just talking, myself and him, and he was giving me a story of what transpired in the 250 million saga. You never hear this kind of stories except you hear it from the horse's mouth. And I was amazed because I've been with him for quite a long period of time, but in the way he narrates the story, it shocks me that such an information is not in the public domain. Do you know that because people want to label him with those kind of funny narrative, they were counting that it was a $250 million. Meanwhile, the money was about 250 million naira. And this man is amazing. He stood there to be scrutinized, even when the money was not carried because of him, but for something else in the interest of his states, purchase of cars or by a contractor and all of that. And this particular story is taped by the security agency and it's in the public domain. But yet people go about carrying a propaganda. I want to challenge any Nigerian candidate that can present himself for scrutiny of this nature. None of them can face the scrutiny of the security agency. That's why up to now they've looked for every nook and corner to find any negative thing about him. They couldn't find it. I want to talk about the issue of doctors. The story was this. He purchased ambulances for resident doctors and government clinic.
That's when he was a governor?
Yes, when he was a governor. And when these ambulances were there, a chief of his kingdom was called that his wife was sick. Apparently, he lost the wife. And while they were there was a launching he did about the ambulances. And when he launched the ambulances, they were telling you that 15 minutes when you called, the ambulance was there. When this situation happened, none of them were there. So he called only a private clinic. And this is a man who hates incompetency. And this is what we are not used to in Nigeria.
Yunusa, I've watched
I'm giving you this story so that you can understand the level of lies and propaganda that will not stick on him. It will not stick. It's just like you putting butter on a plain hot skin. You see, it just melt and then go away. That is the quality of what you see in
oil and water.
Yeah.
That never mix. I watched a viral video of the former governor of Anambra State and Labour Party presidential candidate serving food at a function. Some have criticized him of being desperate for power. What do you think?
Oh, you see, these are some of the lies too, because you are used to having the rich showing high and mighty in the society. We're not used to seeing the rich going low, serving the poor. That particular program, I was there. I was fortunate to be there. If you watch some of the pictures, you see me right behind him. So when we got in, I was just looking at him. He was serving, and I was wondering, Excellency, what are you doing? He said, Tanko, you don't understand. What we are doing today is that we are reversing the case in our society. Let's take care of the poor. Let's serve the poor. Normally, it is the poor person that will be running up and down trying to see him. So people are not used to seeing it. And in there, too, he was not the only one who served. The priest and all. It was a ceremony on that day. That is what they do in the church in that day. And I have witnessed. And I don't blow somebody's trumpet because I don't gratify it. I don't do it. It's not my nature. I say what I see. I have been in Meduguri with him when he was serving almajiris. The pictures are there. I posted it myself. He decided to take care of them because these are children who need care, who need somebody to show them love. Imagine a Peter Obi serving you food. You will feel elated. Some of the people at that particular program refuse to eat and say until when Peter Obi served them. So that is the beauty. These are things, that is the narrative and the politics in Nigeria that he is trying to change. And people are not getting it.
Where is Peter Obi now? In the Labour Party that APC is saying is fragmented, is disjointed, you don't know which one is which, or in the ADC coalition? Where is Peter Obi now?
Probably the fragmentation comes from their infiltration. Okay, Peter Obi is a member of Labour Party. He has made it categorically clear. But he is a part of the ADC alliance for 2027.
Okay.
Clearly. So he doesn't own two political party cards. And right from the beginning, if you know, this is a coalition of individuals. He's not the only one even. His Excellency Vice President Atiku Abubakar is not a member of ADC. Neither is Malam Nasru El Rufai. So I don't know what the problem is that, you know, let me not use this word. Even the poo-poo of Peter Obi makes sense to some other persons.
Now, let me address one more. Help us address one more of these narratives you're talking about before we go to some other things. The question of, I've listened to it.
Yes.
You know. And frankly, I don't know how I felt. Let me not say how I felt here, but the tape where he dotted every single statement he made discussing with Oyedepo, with daddy. What about that? I mean, the talk is that it was leaked. I mean, wasn't that what happened?
No. Did you ever hear from Peter Obi saying that was exactly what happened?
So
he's a man of his own. He speaks to the issues. And besides, when somebody relates with individuals, somebody will go and tape it. You know we are using AI nowadays. Anything can
Are you saying it's AI?
Anything can be doctored at this particular content.
It wasn't his voice? Because I thought I was hearing his voice.
Of course. Did you ever hear AI doctoring your voice? It doctors it and then you make it look as if it's real. So either the two parties have been asked questions, and what did they tell you? Did they say that they were the one who discussed this particular matter?
All right. Governor Soludo says any politician pledging to serve one term must have some mental problem and needs to undergo a psychiatric test. That anyone with a functioning brain shouldn't say that. What do you make of that statement?
And at the same time, he came out and said he was not referring to His Excellency Peter Obi. But that's true or false? But then here it's true.
Look, no, because Peter Obi is the only person. I think you gave the letter to the coalition, if I'm right.
Yeah.
About one term.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you did.
No.
So,
let me
he's the only person who has talked about one term.
Let me tell you. JF Kennedy, yes, Abraham Lincoln spent 4 years as a president in the United States, and he did extremely well. His records are there. General Murtala Mohammed, even though he's a military agent, 6 months.
He was killed.
Within that 6 months, but he was still performing.
He talked about JFK, also was assassinated. He talked about Nelson Mandela.
Even recently, our own dear Musa Yar'Adua, how many years did he spend? But he was making an impact. When you say you are going to do something, it behoves on you as a leader to be able to exemplify and do that exact what you said you did. Because the decay in the system, the deficit of trust become inevitable in our country. But when you listen to Peter Obi, listen to him carefully, he will choreograph and arrange exactly what he intends to do. He's not a lazy, laissez-faire kind of a leader. Even as of today, there is no political party candidate that have kept this country, this government on their toes, like the opposition ought to be doing, like Peter Obi, because he speaks to the issue. He doesn't talk about individual. He talks about issues that concern everybody, pulling people out of poverty, making sure there's a health facility in Nigeria, taking to look about the roads, how we link up. When you're talking about government trying to build terminal buses in 6 places, which is about 146 million naira compared to the total health budget of Nigeria, about 140. What is your priority? Is it bus terminals or the health of the Nigerian people? These are the kind of things that we are being presented in this country. And Peter Obi would never take anything like that. So he would deal with the issues. And he would deal with the issue that concerns the ordinary man headlong. First year, deal with issue of agriculture affecting the people positively. When you get hunger out of the system, the people start producing and you start making income into the country. You've made a mark. You talk about the issue of electricity. You've made a mark. So these are simple things that this particular government are not taking notice of. He deals with the issue that concerns the people.
Obi promised it was only death that could do him part with the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. But analysts say hardly had Ojukwu died, Obi dumped APGA, joined the PDP. In 2023, he dumped PDP when he couldn't get the presidential ticket, and is now romancing ADC while still in AP. So, can you trust? The question of trust arises there. He said, only death would separate him from APGA, but of course he's off APGA.
It's off APGA, but when you look at the...
And he moved from APGA to PDP, from PDP, LP, ADC.
And when you look at the issue of APGA at every point in time during that particular period, there was different scenario completely. There's a lot of confusion. The APGA of Peter Obi was not the APGA that he left. The APGA that he was talking to Odumegwu Ojukwu leadership. It was intact, there was no internal squabbles, and there was no problem. The same thing that happens within the other political party. He's a stickler for rules and regulations that affects that particular political party for the interest of the people.
Why did he leave PDP?
When he leave PDP, he was clear that the PDP
he didn't get a ticket.
No. It has nothing to do with the ticket. He didn't even contest as a contestant at that time.
Getting the ticket to contest.
He wasn't even contesting at that time. He was not. But he was a vice presidential candidate with Atiku Abubakar. And then when he noticed that there were too many placards, just like what you have in the past, he decided that, look, I can also fly this flag.
Now there is talk that PDP is wooing him and Atiku, who have left PDP. Jonathan too, for 2027. Is there fire in that talk, or is it just smoke? And would Obi likely return to PDP?
No, this is in the public domain. You saw Professor Jerry Jagana asking him. You saw the governor of Bauchi State asking him. You saw quite a number of PDP stalwarts talking about it. Even today, some of them are still asking him to come. He's not the only person. He's the most requested beautiful perfume, and he's humbled by it. He's humbled by those particular requests. He's not the only PDP that's asking him to come around.
Some have gone back.
About 7 political parties.
So is he going back?
Well, when you get to that road, we will cross it. But at the moment now, he's a member of the Labour Party. And he's...
And an alliance with the ADC.
Yes, exactly. In partner with ADC for election alliance in 2027. Very clear position that he has won. So
APC says Obi's recent political activities lack direction, principle, and consistency, and that his political influence is fading, while the Labour Party has become, like I said earlier, fractured and visionless. That's what APC says of your principle.
Oh, well, when they say things like that, that's to tell you that they are already scared stiff in their own pants. Let me explain. The most strongest tools that Peter Obi has is the Nigerian people. He's the only candidate as of today that can give you a block vote of Nigerians without shaking. Only. He remains to be challenged. And that comprises of quite a number of people.
People say the North, he doesn't have quite an influence in the North.
I just come back from Jigawa State, and I met fantastic youth that have always been used for snatching of ballot paper and all. The Obidient movement, which is the political machine who believes in the Obidient, who believes in Obi political narrative, have 34 out of 37 existing structure within 1 year. Today, I will mark 1 year as leader of the Obidient movement. All of these people believe in Obi. What you didn't see at that time, you are seeing it, and they are coasting into the world and local government. Go to Maiduguri, you will see them. Go to Yobe, you will see them.
Because of time,
Go to Kano, you will see them.
Some say Peter Obi may be a good man. Maybe a good man. But how do you trust him with a company he now keeps in ADC, a party some are calling alliance of disgruntled candidates? And then just take this in your stride. This question of one term, that if he gets there, he might want to do one term. But people like you will say, no, you can't do one term. The Igbo people will say, his priest will say, it's your turn. Now, this is, God made you to be there. Now, it might not be just him. I mean, like Jonathan in the past and all the other ones, who will probably tell him, no, you can't leave now. You can't remember you can't leave now. I mean, what do you think about that?
It's an integrity-driven individual. An integrity-driven individual, which is what we do not see over the years in our country, is what Peter Obi replicates. And he said he will leave office on the 27 or 28, a day before the handing over. And let me say this. Not only will he leave office, we possibly, maybe, if we happen to be in cabinet with him, it's not a must, because there may be more competent people than us. But ours is just to ensure that we have a person of integrity who can drive this particular process and change the narrative in Nigeria. We will even leave him completely. Me, Yunusa Tanko, if I'm fortunate to be, I would resign if he did not complete that, if he did not make to that particular promises that he made to the Nigerian people. And I can tell you for sure, from what I saw and what I heard from him and our discussion over and over again, Mr. Peter Obi, he's telling you that 100% on the night before the handing over, he will have handed over his own document and then he's out. And he will have been able to change the narrative for Nigerians.
That is if he gets there.
By the grace of God. That is
all right, Yunusa Tanko, National Coordinator of the Obidient Movement. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. God bless Nigeria.
Yes, I can say amen to that. Well, that's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Do join us again tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja, goodbye, and thank you for watching.